Hello and welcome back to the Finnish countryside. The landscape is wearing its coat of muted colors. Grey, brown and even a little bit of green have taken over everything around us. But most of the time, it's just very grey.
What if I have done something wrong and it won't come off? I'm afraid I ruined them. Probably mistake number 4.
There's no better time than this to curl up on the couch with a cup of tea, but we have work to do. And with the work came a big mistake. I guess it was only a matter of time.
Okay, so let's have a chat of everything that went wrong here. I thought that this grouting part would be the easy part of this tiling, but turns out I was very wrong, and this was actually the part when I almost ruined this whole thing.
I feel like whenever I start a task that I think will be no big deal, it ends up being a disaster. So hop on board and see where it went wrong.
Apparently it's a towny owl. Tony owl. I have this app on my phone which recognizes bird sounds, and it's just right on our yard now. So it's nice to know that we have an owl here. Okay, so I'm starting to grout the bathroom floor now. I went and bought, not an ad, I decided to use the same brand, that has been used all around on the waterproofing and also on the mortar, so that I don't come across with problems with how the materials work together. So I decided to just go with this brand. Of course, that meant that all the color options slimmed down to only the ones that they have, and I chose this, what is this, graphite black, because it was really difficult to choose the grout, because the grout can change the whole layout. I checked on computer that when I tried a light colored grout on this floor pattern, it looked like crisscross like this way, but when I changed it to black or dark anthracite grout or similar, it started to look like diagonal, and I don't know if it was my eye that did the trick or brain. I hope that this won't look too modern with the black grout. That's my biggest worry here. So I guess it all started with the grout color. There was no option between black and very light grey. In my opinion, there should have been several different shades of dark grey, but there was not. So I had to choose the black grout here. I think I'm gonna try to make this as kind of thick as possible, more like paste. If it's runny to begin with and you wipe it with wet sponge afterwards, it's gonna be even more runny, and that could cause it to have some sort of holes or bubbles in it. I don't know, it's kind of looking like what I think it should look like. It's thick but not too heavy to work on. I'm gonna let it sit for I think 10 minutes and then give it a spin and then start. Everybody recommends using a grout color that's as close as possible to the tile color, And of course, when there's a multicolored tile, there's no option to choose grout color that matches all of them. So yeah, that I guess was the first mistake. And after that, when I started grouting, I overlooked one apparently very important instruction, which was to wet the tiles before you start grouting. Okay, so I'm nervous again, so it seems like this never ends. It's constantly something new, and every time it's just very, very scary. I'll just do it like this. Okay, really good. So there's some people who just pour the grout on the floor, but that seems like too extreme for me. So I'm gonna try it this way. I'll get the hang of it. I'm just looking at the black floor now, that if I have done something wrong and it won't come off and it's gonna be black forever. I'm not gonna like that. There is a massive blister on my pinky. I can feel it. The floor is now grouted. I wish that I got all the gaps. There's so many like seams. The worst thing that can happen here is that this doesn't come off. So if this comes off, we're clear. You know, this is a bit of a, I don't know what the word is. It's matte and it's a bit of, the surface is a bit uneven, even though it's not visible, but you can feel it and hear it. So I should have wet the tiles before I started. I didn't. There comes the problem with wiping the grout off. I don't know, are we on mistake number 3? I think I started to wipe off the grout, and pretty quickly I noticed that it's not coming off. So I was in between, should I use more water so I can get the grout, the tiles clean, or should I use less water so I don't damage the grout? And so I tried using more water. And then I noticed that the water was starting to form bubbles. I cannot get this dry enough. The pigment was so rich that immediately when I sunk the sponge in the water, it turned completely black. And I only had one canister of clean water here. I got panicky, and the panic is probably mistake number 4. So I called my husband to get me more water so I could have something to clean it with, otherwise I'm just spreading the black all over. Here is the situation now, feeling really worried. Yeah, so do not panic. That's when people tend to make bad decisions, and so did I. So I started to use more and more water to get the pigment off the tiles, and at some point I just realized that it's not helping. I could probably pour 100 liters of water here and it would still not come off. Next day I came here and that's apparently the day that you should only like wipe the floor with a dry rag, and all will be miraculously cured. That didn't happen here. Good morning. Not a very good morning, if I'm being honest, but I woke up about probably like 20 times last night, just like the tiles, what has happened to them? And I didn't even have breakfast because I was so nervous to get here, and now I don't want to go in, but I want to go in to see what has happened. I'm afraid I ruined them. At this point, it was the last freaking step of the whole process, cleaning them, and that's when I fuck up. So I'm not feeling very happy about myself or like proud. But yeah, let's go and see what's going on in there. Yeah, I need to do a lot of washing if I want to get rid of this. So it was all grey everywhere, and that was the point where I started to think that okay, I need to get familiar with the thought that this is how this floor is gonna look like. But hey, then again, I wanted a floor that looks old, so I'm guessing this is it. But the grout doesn't seem that bad. I thought that it was going to be much worse. It's not a catastrophe, but it could have been much, much better. I also found a couple of air bubbles like these, and I think I'm just gonna make a tiny batch of grout and put it in there. I'm not gonna start to take this off, that's for sure. I've read that some people have gone through that, but this is not that important to me. I try to look for the positives here, so that's when I started to think that okay, well, this looks like an old garage floor, but of course I wanted to try to get them clean because I don't want dirty floors. Okay, I bought vinegar, new rags, and also these sponges. I don't know, these are called like magic sponges in Finnish. You kind of scrub and this stuff comes off and should work. Not for this probably, but I'm gonna try. And I also bought this the same brand, like tile grout cleaning solution or something, but I'm not gonna try that today because this grout is still curing. So I thought that I'm gonna just gently try in the most dirtiest corner that's around the toilet seat. This is not great. Helps a little, but doing this for this room is 6 square meters. But if this is what it takes, I'm gonna do it. Let's try the vinegar. Ah, this works! Oh my god! Oh my god! Vinegar! Just vinegar! of the probably poisonous stuff that I had to buy. Because this works! This works! It's 2 days later and the scrubbing is intense, but it does look better. What I have learned of this cleaning process so far is that the best one is diluted vinegar and scrubbing with this sponge. So this one makes a huge difference. If I use just diluted vinegar, it's really hard to get it off, and it's not fully coming off. But diluted water and this one, this is so much easier. So I think you can get the idea. So that was one very exhausting weekend, and this is a very good example of what kind of a roller coaster this whole renovation thing is, because you are constantly on these like steps where you start to learn something, and then you start to learn how to do that, and then you make mistakes, and then you start to sort out your mistakes, and then you worry if that mistake caused another mistake, and then you are in the clear probably at some point, and then you have to move to another project and you know nothing about that either, so you have to start all over again. I think if there's somebody who is doing a renovation similar to this, maybe you can relate. You know, when we started this thing, the biggest renovation I had done was painting walls or putting on some wallpaper. So considering that, it's quite okay to, you know, mess up at some point. So other than me working on this floor, we have been working on the attic. We insulated the ceiling above the kitchen, so the room next to this, and we used all the insulation that was left over from this extension, and also from the floor insulation that we did on the kitchen a year ago, I think last autumn.
Just a moment ago, I saw someone posting a picture on Instagram where zip ties were attached to a mixing paddle to make shredding insulation blocks easier. I cannot remember who it was, but thank you. It works like magic.
So I was very surprised that we got that far with the insulation that we had. It's basically okay now, but I think I want to add about 10 centimeters more just so that it reaches our, like, the goal, which was 50 centimeters of insulation on the attic space. So I'm glad about that, but I once again was very surprised that it took so long. it always takes about 3 times more than you think. I was definitely thinking that it's about a half a day's job to get that done, but yeah, if you have a job that you think is gonna take a day, just add 2 and you'll be set, I think. And also we have been working here, so that's our burn pile. There we have been burning the roof shingles. That hasn't been an easy task either, because the roof shingles were so wet, or half of them, that you kind of, whenever we got a good flame going, we would bring the wet roof shingles there and it would kind of kill the fire. So it was constant waiting and trying to light it up again and bring some dry wood there to make it burn better, and we're still not done. I thought that it's a day's job and we're gonna continue tomorrow, so then again it's 3 days instead of 1 day that I thought it would be taking us to get done. But yeah, times three. About this mudroom, still not grouted. So I think in the last video I was very optimistic that in 2 weeks time I would have the floors grouted, but there's what was that? I was shocked when I counted how much grout this requires, and also the grout that I need to use here is the more expensive one on any brand, because the thickness of the grout is about 1 centimeter, so basic grout is not recommended. That's the reason why we are not grouting this yet. I don't know at what point we can do that, but it will be a beautiful day when that happens. It's just not gonna be yet. Everything is just so wet. I think we should be getting first snow in the upcoming week. When the temperature drops below 0, there's always option or the opportunity for snow to arrive. So that's what I'm looking forward to right now. It kind of, I don't know, as long as this ground is visible, it kind of reminds me that how much there is to be done. But once snow covers everything, I'm just like, okay, there's nothing I can do anymore, so might as well concentrate only on the inside part of the house. So yeah, that kind of gives me a relief, because you know, we're not gonna start digging anything under the snow. I'm sure this will cut to the next month and we're like doing exactly that.
It's hard to remember that just 3 months ago, all this grayness was bursting with color and filled with life. And it's just as hard to imagine that soon it will all turn white. Sometimes this daily grayness feels hard to take, but Noel will be rewarded with the beautiful winter weather soon makes it all bearable. It's just what we have to go through to get to the good part.
Pina coladas with pretty faces and sand on the ground. I wanna stop this ongoing train before I lose my mind and go insane. I don't wanna sleep every night. I want a lot of spark in the dark. I don't wanna say I'm okay, living the same every day. Come run beside me, let's take off. Let's leave this place for another place. Oh, maybe all we need is difference. It's hard at this speed to see anything. Just tell me what you need and I'll listen. I'll listen. When we get there, we'll throw a big feast with pina coladas, hand in hand, not out of reach. Higher, yeah, we'll be lighter, happier and much brighter. Take the step, have no regret. Is there a place with sun all year round?
Se maistuu tuolta savulta, mikä tässä. Nyt se meni se pannu.
Onko sun hanska jossain, että voit ottaa tuosta kiinni? Älä nyt hulluja.
No se on ihan kylmä.
Tää? En mä uskalla. Tää voi olla kyllä vuosisadan kahvielämys. No ei tämä paha oo. Ihan perus juhlamokka. Ai silmiin. Kylläpäs kirvelee. Sitten vaan lapioitaan.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.